What's going on, everybody? My name is David Lamorta from D&B Productions, and I'm finally bringing you guys a Black Ops 2 video. I know it's been out for a couple days. It's Friday that I'm recording this, and it came out Tuesday, and I greatly apologize for not getting you guys a video out the day it actually came out, but I really wanted to get an experience of the game. I didn't get the game early like any of the other big commentators, so I really wanted to get an experience of the game and give you guys the best content that I can. So that's why I'm bringing you guys videos a little bit later, but now I can really bring you guys really good content and really good tips to get better at the game because I know about it a little bit more. So now obviously I'm going to be trying to give you guys the best tips possible. And the best tip that I can give you right now is to tell you what gun is the best gun and what you're going to do best with and get the most kills with and get the highest scoring gameplay with, and you know what's going to be the best all-around weapon for you and be able to defend yourself and be able to attack the enemy. So the best gun in Black Ops 2, I believe, is the PDW-57. Now to just get all the boring stuff out of the way, I'm playing on Hijacked Domination. Hijacked is a very different map than almost all the other maps on Black Ops 2. It's a very long and skinny map, and I'll get in more detail about the maps later, but now I'm really want to focus on the PDW-57. So my custom class that I'm using is the PDW-57 submachine gun with the silencer and fast mags. I'll get in more detail of why I use these attachments later. I use 2 shock charges, a Semtex, and my kill streaks are the UAV, A.G.R, and VTOL War Missile. My perks are lightweight, toughness, and dexterity. I really don't want to get into the perks too much. Like I said before, I really just want to focus on the gun. And I recommend using, instead of lightweight, toughness, and dexterity, I just really started off with those because I just haven't leveled up and really gotten any other perks that I really like. So right now, I would recommend actually using a hardline or a lightweight. For your first perk, and for your second perk, use scavengers because of the high rate of fire of this weapon. You're really just going to, like, empty your bullets. It's just really just going to eat up all your ammo really quickly. So I'd recommend using Scavenger as your second perk. And you could use Dexterity still for your third perk, or you can switch to something like Extreme Conditioning or Dead Silence. Also, really quick, before I start giving you guys some tips about the gun, I'd like to tell you guys 2 things. One is Black Ops 2 Theater Mode is absolutely terrible. So if it looks like I'm overshooting somebody and I'm like shooting 5 times after they actually die, it's not my fault. It's actually Theater Mode just kind of glitching out. And 2, I'm actually playing a little bit defensive, but I'm rushing into the enemy spawn. So when I'm not playing with any friends or something like I am in this game, I really try to play defensive and watch my back and things like that, and watch the entrances to whatever building I'm staying in. Like this building that I'm in right now in the enemy spawn, you can't really be too sure of where the enemies are going to come from. So you just really have to play a little bit more defensive and keep a keen eye out for your enemies. So with the PDW-57's high rate of fire and high capacity mag, you're able to take out multiple enemies at one time, and it's very good when you're in a domination ground war situation. I'm not playing ground war in this game, but normally I do play ground war with this weapon, and just the high capacity mag of 50 rounds is amazing. Also, with a higher damage rate than majority of the other submachine guns, you're able to kill your enemies a lot faster, because with the damage and the high rate of fire put together, it's a very good combination. Before I get into the stats on this piece, I want to talk about the attachments. I like using the silencer and fast mags or the laser sight. I don't know, is it called the laser sight? Something like that. The laser sight and the fast mags. I always have fast mags on just because I'm a sleight of hand person. I've always had sleight of hand on almost every single one of my classes in previous Call of Duties, and having the fast mag just allows you to have that sleight of hand as one of your attachments. My tip to you for attachments is if you're playing with a group of buddies and you have maybe even a full team of just you and your friends, I'd recommend using the laser sight and the fast mag, because if you guys have a good game plan and you're going to rush into the enemy spawn and they're going to be able to cover your backs, use the laser sight instead of the silencer, because you really don't have to worry about staying off the enemy radar just because you have your team to cover you if you ever get into a situation. But if you aren't playing with any friends or something and you're just playing by yourself forever alone, like me the majority of the time, I recommend using silencer, because you're going to be rushing to the enemy spawns if you're going to want to be getting these high-scoring gameplays. So you're going to want to stay off the radar. Obviously, all the enemies are going to be around you, because if you only have one person in their spawn, the spawns won't flip a majority of the time, especially in this game. So you really just want to stay off the radar. Obviously, if you're going to kill a few people a couple times, it's going to show on the kill cam where you are, and they're going to come after you. But, I mean, a majority of the time, if you're just killing people, they won't find out where you are. So I just recommend if you're playing by yourself, use a silencer and fast mags. Also, one thing I forgot to mention before is the submachine guns is the class that is pretty much dominant in Black Ops 2 for the first time in a very long time. I think ever since, like, World at War with MP40, like, drum mag. So, really, all the submachine guns are pretty equivalent in stats. And one thing that I need to mention is the MP7 has a very high rate of fire, but also the MSMC has a very high damage. PDW is a very balanced weapon. Just one thing I really like about it is the 50 round mag, and that's just one thing that just really gets me because I really like having that extra bit of ammo just in case I come into a multi-enemy situation. Alright, you guys, let's really get into depth with this thing, and let's look at the stats. So first off, we have the damage. It's 35 to 18. That means at close range, it's 35, and at long range, it's 18. The weapon class is a submachine gun, and the magazine size is 50 rounds normal, and 67 extended mags. Unlocked at level 4, it takes one unlocked token, and the reload time is around 2.59 seconds normally, and 3.19 with an empty mag. So you have to do the extra, like put one of the rounds in the chamber. So that takes a little extra time, but you can always reload cancel. The rate of fire is around 720 rounds per minute and 900 rounds per minute. With the rapid fire attachment. The fire mode is automatic unless, of course, you have the select fire mode. The HUD icon is what you see on the screen right now, and those are pretty much the stats. It's a very good weapon, as you can tell by this, and the damage is actually very good, so it takes 3 rounds to kill from close range, and it's a little bit more on the higher side at 6 rounds for long range, and it's kind of bad when you have the silencer on that because you're not going to really be able to pick people off at a long range. But when it comes to Black Ops 2, the maps aren't really that much of a long range category. So you won't have any problems there that much because you're going to really be up close to the enemy, especially if you have a submachine gun when you're actually going to be rushing around. So the playstyle I recommend you guys have with this weapon is obviously kind of go on the rushier side. If you're not that comfortable rushing as much like I am in this game, going like pretty much straight into the enemy spawn, then don't do that as much. I mean, of course, I'd recommend obviously still rushing, but just stay back a little bit. I mean, don't stay back. I mean, just play a little bit more defensive when you're rushing. Like, have your sights up when you're walking around a corner, and always be prepared when you're walking around a corner. Honestly, do not sprint when you're walking around a corner because you're gonna have there's potential that you're gonna have an enemy right around the corner. They'll be not sprinting, and they'll be able to get the first shot off on you and get the kill instead of you killing them. So seriously, I just recommend playing a little bit more defensive if you're not that comfortable rushing into the enemy spawn. Still rush at least halfway through the map if you have B or something, and play a little bit defensive from there. But if you are comfortable rushing into the enemy spawn, do so, and you could pick off people really fast if you have a silencer, or like I said before, if you're playing with a couple of your buddies, then you can use a laser thing, and you could be set from there. So those are my tips for the best gun in Black Ops 2. I'll be going through every single category of Black Ops 2. I'll be going through the assault rifles, light machine guns, sniper rifles, shotguns, and etc. Obviously, this will be the submachine gun. I'll talk about another submachine gun and the best submachine gun in Black Ops 2 later in a separate video that will be completely different than this. But that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope it did help you. If it did, be sure to leave it a like, share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and in real life. Subscribe if you enjoy my content for the latest and greatest tips for Black Ops 2 and Assassin's Creed 3 and Halo 4. So that's about it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Deuces.